Hello everyone and welcome back to another Halloween video. Today we're going to use this really cute stamp set from Simon Says Stamp called Spook Up Some Fun, and we're going to use the little half witch image on this. Pardon my camera adjustment there, but I don't know about you, but when I craft, my workspace gets so cluttered, and where I film is a very narrow little desk in front of the window, and it doesn't take much to get it all cluttered up. So sometimes it's hard to move things around. But anyway, so we're going to do some Copic coloring today. Shocker there, I know I do a lot of Copic coloring. But we're going to start with the skin, and it's my go-to skin colors, the E04, E11, E21, and E00. Once the Copic coloring's all done, this card came together really quickly. So I think I had about 50 minutes total on my camera, and obviously most of that was from the Copic coloring. This stamp set is a huge 6x8 stamp set, and it's got several adorable images on it. I think you could make multiple cards out of just using this one stamp set, and we'll see how far I get, and using all the stuff that I bought for Halloween to see if I can come back around and use this stamp set again. I've got lots of fun dies that I bought that I really want to get to, and a lot of great stamp sets. So we'll try to get to all of them, but time is always not on our side, right? So I did some glazing on the bristles on this broomstick. Not yet, but here in a minute. I used I think all the E40s for the broom, and I'm sorry about my text there. Let me turn the volume off on my phone. And I didn't get quite the look in the bristles that I wanted to, so I took a couple of yellows here a little bit later, and I glaze the bristles, which means I just go over the whole surface with another color to kind of change the tone of it. You still got all the dimension that the other colors put in there and the colors and everything, but it just kind of changes the tone. So I picked out some really fun Halloween color combinations for this little witch, and we're going to use some greens, some oranges, some purples, and of course some black. There was my purple combination. I liked it okay. I wished that it was a more I don't know, grapey kind of purple. Does that make sense? But more of a bright purple. This was kind of a deep purple, and I still think it turned out fine. But when I do another card with purple in it, I'm going to try a different combination. So I tried to just spread everything around, and so it was a good combination, of where the purples were and all the other colors and everything. I had fun with the skirt. I like to color the pleats. I think they're a lot of fun to color. I didn't do any kind of pleat lines down from the waist. I think it probably would have looked a little bit better had I done the pleat lines from the waist too, even though they're not drawn in there, but you can still, put them in there with your marker. But I mapped out where I wanted my dark to go, and then I, instead of building from lightest to darkest, once I mapped it out with my lightest, then I went in with my darkest, because the purple bled really bad on the hat brim, which I'm not too worried about because, that's black, and so it'll cover just fine. But I didn't want the skirt to bleed out like that. I did go back after it's dry and put in some more color to it, but I wanted to let it dry just so it didn't bleed on me. I didn't realize that purple bled like reds do, but it has red in it, so I guess that does make sense. So just started with my darkest color again on the black and fade it out. I think my darkest is a C9, So I rarely use the black, the 100 or the 110. I rarely use those. I just use I thought the cool grays would look best on a Halloween outfit. So like I said, started with the C9, C7, C5. I think is the lightest that I went, was a 5. And I do come back in again on the hat and the shoes and darken them up too once they dry. Anyway, it was a fun little image to color. I think with the shading on the left and the right of the legs, I got some roundness on the legs. Here's where I'm adding in some more black. Or grays, I should say. And then using my 0 to fix up some little boo-boos. And I decided I didn't like the definition I had on the broom handle. So I went in with some, with the one shade darker. I think that was the E49. Okay, and so I'm doing a top folded 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're just going to do some ink blending with ground espresso to give the little witch something to stand on. And then I'm going to go around the edge with, I think it was Dusty Concord. Let me look at my notes here. I believe that's right. I will have all the things that I used either linked down below, depending on how big the list is, or definitely over on my blog post for this image. And I will have the link to my blog post in the video description below. That way you can see all the picture for the different items that I use. Kind of, if you're interested in some of these things, it kind of helps identify what they are. And if you do like something that I use and would like to purchase it, I greatly appreciate if you use my links. They are affiliate links, and I do get a small commission if you purchase through one of my links, which helps me buy more craft supplies to show y'all more options and techniques in the future. So that's my little explanation on affiliate links. And I think this pattern paper, it was in one of the Halloween kits. I think it's by Pebbles. And this is just a couple of pieces I had left over. I've almost used all of that that came in that kit. I think I got one piece left, some spider webs. And so I'll use that up before the end of the season. Okay, so the next thing I do here is I'm going to take that sentiment of You're So BeWITCHing, and I'm just going to emboss that on black with some Ranger Superfine Detail White. This is my go-to white. That's one I use most of all. I'm going to cut it out with some nested banner dies from Simon, and then I will just glue that directly to the top of that scallop. And that scallop is a nested Sizzix scallop die, and that way that she doesn't look funny cut off. There's something to stop the image. And so for the inside, I'm just going to stamp some more things from that stamp set. I'm going to do the Happy Halloween in purple. I think this is the Archival Ink Dusty Concord. And I'm going to, with the Archival Black Soot, do the little hanging spider and just hang that from the end there on Halloween. And then I'm going to use some Orange Crush by Simon and stamp a little pumpkin on there and call the inside good. And then we'll go back to embellishing the outside. And for the embellishments on the outside, of course, I will use some Nuvo Aqua shimmer, glitter, clear glitter gloss, or they give these things so many long names. It's just crazy. Too many words. And let's see, what else do I use? Oh, I use glossy accents, and I use some Nuvo drops in Wisteria Purple and Violet Galaxy. And here are those. I think it's the first time I've used these purples. I was kind of excited to break out the purples. They're such pretty colors, and I just love the crystal drops. I love the shine to them. And I'll give these a good whack to smooth them out, and that way instead of just round dots, they look more like enamel dots. Here's where I'm going in with all the shimmer and shine. She needed a shiny hat, and I do her waistband and the orange stripes in her stockings. I thought that was cute. And then I will go over the hat band and her waistband with the glossy accents. And that'll pretty much finish up this card. At the end, I will have some final pictures, and I appreciate you watching and thumbs upping and liking my videos and comments. I love to hear your comments and sharing. If you like this card, please share it. I'd appreciate it, and we will see you soon in the next video.